Okay, guys, so we are, I know some people are confused, so just let's go over your presentation again. So it's going to be really short. You only are going to get 2 minutes maximum. I'm guessing that most of you will probably be around 1 minute, and that includes playing your commercial, the whole thing. So really, you're only talking for about 30 seconds. So that paper that you are planning on is more for you to plan out what you're going to say, because I don't want you to get up in front of everyone and freeze and not know what to say and not have practiced what you're going to say. So you don't need note cards or anything like that, but you definitely need to think out what you're going to say first, and that's why I gave you that paper. The way you're going to be graded is with the rubric that was in that directions document that you were going through there in part 3. That's the rubric that I'm going to use to grade you. And the same one that if you got to the step that you got a paper copy of today, that's the rubric that I'm going to grade you with, okay? So the worst thing you could do while you are giving your presentation is to read what is on your slides. So this is where I think some of you were confused. You're not just going to read the history and stuff, guys. That is a horrible presentation, okay? You're not just going to point out that there's a picture. Not what a good presentation is. So I talked about this on the first day when we first started this project, and seems like maybe some of us have forgotten, which is okay, but just to remind yourselves. So you guys are pretending that you work for an advertising firm, an advertising company that makes advertisements for other people, okay? So you have been hired through your advertising firm by your place or event to make an advertising campaign for them. Okay, there's no guarantee that they'd actually going to hire you based on the products that you've made. So, in fact, you should pretend that there's 3 other people who made products for your same place that are sitting out in the hallway waiting to present after you. Okay, so your job that you have to do in order to make sure that this place hires you is to explain to everyone why your 3 products, your brochure, your commercial, and your tweet, are the best way to persuade someone who sees those products to come visit the place or event. Okay, so you need to know that the people you're explaining to, you're pretending they already know all the stuff about your place. So what you're presenting is why you included the things you included and how those things are going to persuade someone. So I'm going to give you a little example here with my own stuff of how the presentation would work. Okay. So, White Bear Lake ice fishing. So, with this internet pop up ad here, what I really wanted to give people the sense of is that it's really close to the big city. So, that's why I put a map in there, and that's why I put how close it was to Minneapolis. But I also wanted to make it seem like it was close to the big city, but it's not like the big city, right? There's lots of space. So I put that in there, and I made sure to put pictures in there that showed how big the lake was and how empty it was. So I really thought that would persuade someone to come because it's lots of space, even though it's very close to the big city. I also put things about how large the lake is, because that would emphasize that. You can see I also put lots of things that might persuade someone who lives in a big city to drive just that short amount of time to come and enjoy more things besides the lake. I put the types of fish in there. And how big the fish was as well, to persuade someone that it was a good place to go fishing, as well as I put the hashtag only an MN so it could be part of the social media campaign. So that would be the internet pop-up ad. So the next thing is a commercial, and my commercial just keeps going with what we were doing in the brochure. So, So let's watch my commercial. So guys, in real life tomorrow, you're going to click on your commercial and we'll watch your commercial. So as you saw in my commercial, I kept going with that same theme of White Bear Lake and the ice fishing being a really calming kind of place to be without a lot of people. So you saw the theme that I used was very wintry, and my music was really calm. You also saw that the pictures I included all showed how big the lake was, and then the facts that I talked about really talked about how great the fishing was, but also how close it was to the city. And I did keep in there also the hashtag only an MN so that that could also be part of the social media campaign. And lastly, I'd have a tweet here as part of the campaign. I would change, this shouldn't be my name, that should be White Bear Lake Ice Fishing. And as you can see, I kind of kept the theme going here with the fact that it's close to the city to persuade people to come, as well as the fact that it's calming and there aren't very many people there. As you can see, the picture I chose doesn't even have a person in it, and I kept that only an MN hashtag going so that it could all go together. So that is my campaign to get people to come fishing, ice fishing in White Bear Lake. So guys, that is pretty much what, that's an example of what I want you to do. As you can see, I did not read from my slides. I didn't tell people these things because the people I was presenting to already knew it. I was explaining why I chose those pictures, why I put a map in there, why I put this information, why you might explain why the colors. Same with my commercial, why I picked that music, why I picked those colors, why I picked that theme, why I put that information in there, and then the same with the tweet. Okay, so that is how your presentation should work tomorrow.